shipped here by slavery.
We were shipped here by slavery.
Exactly.
You guys agree with that?
Yeah.
Justin, you've been drinking a little bit.
No.
You ain't been drinking?
No, think about it.
Okay.
Why would the Lord continuously put his people in slavery? That's just the next part of manipulation you just didn't see. That
Okay, so my brother Justin has an excellent question.
That's not the Lord.
Okay, hold a second, brother.
That's just people in
Okay,
the wrong
Justin, can I
place
answer that
at the
question for you,
wrong
brother?
time.
Let me answer the question for you, right? Any of y'all got kids?
Yeah.
You got kids? Y'all got kids? Okay, if you tell your child to do a thing and they don't do it, do you reward them or do you punish them? My name is Elisha. What's your name, bro? Nicholas. Nice to meet you, Nicholas. Hey, Nicholas, can you identify yourself? I'm not sure if you can see right here, but can you identify yourself on this chart? If not, let me ask you real quick. What's your nationality, Nicholas? Where you from? You're from right here, right? So what would you say your race is? You say African, right? So do you believe in God, Nicholas? You do? So have you ever read African in the Bible? God doesn't call you that, does he? So that's not a biblical term, is it? So what does God call the so-called African man today? Yeah, exactly. So your father's from here as well?
No, Haiti.
Your father's from Haiti, right? Okay, so check this out. So according to the Bible, you would be, yes, an Israelite from the tribe of Levi. That's your actual nationality. That's your race, not African. African was named after a white man named Leo Scipios Africanus.
Right.
Let's get that real quick, Psalms 49. Because guess what? I'm from America, but you know what they call me? They call me African American. But how can we be from two different places at the same time? Right? And African American is not in the Bible either. All right, check it out.
The book of Psalms, chapter 49 and verse 11.
Bring it out.
Their inward thought is that their house shall continue forever.
Right, so it's saying their inward thought is that their house or their lineage, their rulership will continue forever. So they'll always have rule over you and I. That's what they think. Read.
And their dwelling place.
And their dwelling place, go ahead.
To all generations. They call their lands.
They call their lands.
After their own names.
After their own names. That's why we call ourselves Africans. But the Bible never calls us that. Let's get the curses real quick. Deuteronomy 28:37. How you doing, brother? How you doing, man? I'm Elisha. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
What's your name, bro?
Steve.
Steve, you from here too?
Yeah.
Yeah, where's your father from? He's from where?
Yeah, from here too.
From here? Okay, all praise to the Most High. So see if you can identify yourself, Steve, real quick on this sign. I'm going to read this for both of y'all real quick. Check it out. Go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 37.
Check it out.
And thou shalt become an astonishment.
Hey, so check it out. So Nicholas and Steve, we're going to read to you real quick, and we're going to show you that this is talking about us. This is one of the curses that came on our people. To not know our true nationality is a curse. Right. And that in itself is an astonishment. Let me ask you real quick, where are Chinese people from? What land are Chinese people from?
Asia, right?
From Asia, the continent of Asia. But which country in Asia?
China.
China, right? What about Japanese people? Where are they from?
Japan.
They're from Japan. Where are black people from? Africa. That's a whole continent. Which nation in Africa? You don't know, right? You see that? So guess what? I'm going to show you real quick. That is a curse. We're the only people that don't know who we are. So when we called you over here, Nicholas, we're saying that we were supposed to remember because we used to know who we were. But guess what? We lost our identity when we went into slavery. You see this right here? This happened to our people. This is why we don't remember who we are, and that's a curse. We're going to show you real quick. Go ahead.
And thou shalt become an astonishment.
So we, the Israelites, we're going to become an astonishment. Go ahead. In other words, the nations are going to look at us and going to be amazed. Like, dang, these brothers still, to this day, don't know who they are. They're shocked that we don't know who we are. Right? Go ahead.
A proverb. And a byword.
A proverb because when they look at us, they have wise sayings associated with us, right? Hey, don't mess around with them black people because they're violent. They pack guns. They smoke drugs. They do prostitution. That's what they say about our people, right? You heard that before, right? That you say that's everybody, right? But check it out. Who's got the highest rate of crime within their race in the entire world?
Black people.
Black people. So that's an astonishment. So all the nations look at us and they're amazed that we just kill one another for nothing. That's an astonishment. And guess what? We're not gaining. Even if we, as a gang or something, you know what I'm saying? We don't gain anything. We don't own the land that we're killing for, right? All the nations look at us like, man, they're crazy. It's an astonishment. Go ahead.
And a byword.
And a byword. Now check it out. You know what a byword is? What's your nationality, brother? That's what they say, right? That's what who says. Does God say that? Have you ever read Bohemian in the Bible? It's not in there. So God never calls you Bohemian. So that's a byword. This is showing you that the Bible is talking about us, about our people. They call me a Negro in America. I come over here, they still call me black, right? Or African, right? Keep reading.
Among all nations.
Among all the other nations on the earth. Go ahead.
Whether the Lord shall lead thee.
Whether the Lord is going to lead us. Get 15. So why did the Lord lead us to the other nations? Like, for instance, how did we get here? Why are we here? Why are we here? Why are we here in the islands today? And how did we get here in the islands today? How did our forefathers get here to the islands? Right? Do you know? I'm sorry, I didn't get your name. Roscoe? All right, Roscoe, Nicholas, Steve. How? We were shipped here by what? Hold on, come here. Say it again.
We were shipped here by slavery.
We were shipped here by slavery.
Exactly.
You guys agree with that?
Yeah.
You guys know that history, right? So is that a good thing or is that a bad thing to happen to our people?
It is a bad thing.
It's a bad thing.
Yes, but it was only a part of only some of us really got shipped here, but when they came in, they meet some of us.
Right. Because some of us stayed back. Right. But check this out real quick. I'm gonna show you something real quick, Roscoe. Read 15. Because remember, the Lord will send us, right? The Lord's gonna send us to these nations. Watch this.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass.
So that's a prophecy. So it's going to happen. Go ahead.
If thou
who? Stop. Go to 1 and 1. So we can get the context of who thou is. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1 and verse 1.
Now, this is the book of the law we were talking about earlier that we forgot, right, Nicholas? Read.
These be the words which Moses spake.
Which Moses spake, go ahead.
Unto all Israel.
Unto all Israel. So, my brother, right there with the hat. Who was Moses speaking to? You right there, bro, you. Who was Moses speaking to?
To the people.
To the people?
I think so.
Okay. The people of Israel. Right. That's who we're speaking to.
That's right.
Read Deuteronomy 1 and 1. Read it again. So we can make sure y'all understand this. What's your name, bro? Justin Roscoe. All right, nice to meet you. Go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1 and verse 1.
Watch this, Justin. Pay attention.
These be the words.
These are the words that he's reading right now. These are the same words. Read.
Which Moses.
Y'all remember Moses, the story of Moses freeing the slaves? Right? From Egypt. So Moses, the Lord gave him the power to free the slaves from Egypt. And then he wrote this. Read. He spake this. Go ahead.
Unto all Israel.
Unto all Israel. So Justin, who was he speaking to?
He's speaking to the people, everybody in Israel.
Everybody in Israel. Yeah. Not the Chinese man, not the Japanese man, not the white man, not the African man. He was speaking to the Israelite. You understand that? All right, now go to 15. Now let's see what he says to the Israelite. Okay? Because there's a condition that the Lord gave us, because guess what? We used to be the rulers of the world. I don't know if y'all know that. We used to be on top of everything. Hey, all these other nations that we have to work for, because guess what? We might make, well, one of my brothers told me $250 a week. Right? Meanwhile, you go to the grocery store, you spend $50 just on a bag of groceries, and that'll last you for a couple days. And then plus the rent's expensive, right? But guess what? We work for the other nations. Back in the day, they used to serve us. We had them as our servants. But what happened to us? This is what happened. Read what you got.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15.
Go ahead.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken.
Stop. Steve, right?
Yeah.
Who is thou?
You.
Yes, me and you. And who are we called? Justin knows. Who is thou?
Israelites.
The Israelites, right? So this is who it's talking to. Go ahead.
But it shall come to pass.
It shall come to pass.
If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Go ahead.
To observe, to do all his commandments.
Stop. So hearken means to listen and apply. So if it's going to come to pass, if you and I as a people, if we don't listen to the voice of God and apply what he says, something's going to happen. Now, what do you think is going to happen if we don't listen to what the Lord says? Something good or something bad? What do you think?
Repercussions.
Repercussions, right? And consequences. My brother said keep going. Go ahead.
And his statutes, which I command thee this day.
Read.
That all these curses.
All these what?
All these curses.
Say it again.
All these curses.
All these curses, go ahead,
shall come upon thee.
Are going to come upon thee. That's going to happen to us. The fact that we're here, right, is a curse. The fact that we have to work for hardly nothing is a curse. You understand? So all these curses are going to come upon our people. Read.
And overtake thee.
And overtake us. That's what happened to us. Look at this right here. When we all came over here, right, were we overtaken by someone? Because Nicholas, you told me that we came over here on slave ships, correct? Now, in order to do that, how can they conquer such a mighty people?
Manipulation.
Manipulation? Okay, that's what you think. Hold a second, Justin, I got you. Steve, what do you think? How did they conquer such a mighty people?
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
Come up with a strategy to divide the people.
Ah, he came up with a strategy. I like that too. What you got? What you got, Nicholas?
Capture.
They captured us?
Capture the meal.
Okay.
Make them bow down.
Check this out. What you got, Steve?
Raid and overthrow.
Say it again.
Raid and overthrow.
Raid, say it one more time.
Raid and overthrow.
Raid and overthrow, right?
That was the whole concept.
That's what happened. Now watch this. I'm gonna show you real quick. 68, get 68, and then we're gonna get Psalms 83.
All of that is a form of manipulation.
All of that is a form of manipulation. Jump to 83 right now, because Justin, you're 100% correct. They manipulated us, and guess what? The way they manipulated us, it was a strategy. It was a strategy. They had to strategize. Guess what? They had meetings, right? They had planning sessions. They studied us like animals in a zoo, and they came up with a plan to destroy our people. We're going to show you that. Start at verse 2, 83 and 2.
The book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 2.
Justin, don't go nowhere. This is the good part. Read what you got.
For lo, thine enemies.
So the Bible says, for lo, thine enemies. So this is Asaph. He's speaking to the Lord, and he's saying, God, your enemies. You guys understand that God has enemies, correct? He's not friends with the whole world. Some people are his enemies, and these just so happen to be the same people that enslaved us. It's going to show you that. Read what you got.
For look, thine enemies.
So for thine enemies, God, read.
Make a tumult.
They make a tumult. That's a violent gathering. Read.
And they that hate thee.
And they that what?
Hate thee.
They that hate God. There's people in this earth that hate God. That's why they're his enemies. And guess what? If they hate God, you think they love the children of God? No, they hate the children of God. And guess who that is? Y'all, right here. The children of God. Curse. Read what you got.
And they that hate thee.
They that hate thee, go ahead.
I've lifted up the head.
So they lifted up the head. Now they're prideful because of the manipulation they did to our people that was successful. It worked on us, because to this day we don't even know we the Israelites. That shows you that their strategy was successful. Go ahead, read.
They have taken crafty counsels.
Read it again.
They have taken crafty counsels.
The Bible says the enemies of God took crafty counsel. That's another word for saying manipulation. Read.
Against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones.
Remember when we read in Deuteronomy 1:1, it says thou. Who is thou again, Justin?
The Israelites.
The Israelites. So when it says they took crafty counsel against thy people, they took crafty counsel against the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
That's right. They took time to talk about the manipulation and how they would manipulate the Israelites.
Correct. Guess what? We're going to use the Bible. We're going to use the words in the Bible to prove what you're saying, Justin, because you're correct. Read.
Consulted against thine hidden ones.
Dang, you hear that? So they consulted together. Like right now, you know what we're doing? We're consulting.
Yeah.
Right now, we're having a meeting.
Talking
you know, back in the day, if we had these types of meetings, they'd hang us.
Right.
But guess what? Right now, while we have the freedom to do so, we're having this consultation right now, but amongst us, so we can show our people who we are. Now, guess what? The enemies of God have meetings too. They have consultation. And guess what? They're consulting amongst one another on how to destroy us.
Right.
All they got to do is just give us drugs, give us alcohol, give us all type of sin, give us basketball, give us football, right? Give us liquor. You know what I'm saying? All these things destroy us. Give us gangs. You understand? Keep reading.
Verse 4. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation.
You hear that? You hear that? So the Bible right there, it says, come, let us cut them off from being a what?
A nation.
From being a nation. So to be cut off means you're no longer a part of that nation.
Right.
So now, if I would, because before when I asked you brothers what your nationality was, nobody said Israel, right? Guess what? That's proof that this consultation, that this confederacy against us was successful. It worked. So guess what? They actually accomplished their mission at that time. But guess what? That's why we're out here, because we're reversing that curse by showing our people who we are according to the Bible. All right? Keep reading what you got.
That the name of Israel.
That the name of what?
Name of Israel.
That's the thy people. So he says they cut us off from being a nation so that the name of Israel, go ahead,
may be no more in remembrance.
We don't even remember who we were. You know what I'm saying? All we know is what the white man told us. Whatever the white man says we are, that's what we say we are today. Because we don't even remember. Now, go back to the curses. We're going to get 68 now. Because what we showed you earlier was what's going to happen to our people if we don't keep the commandments. Justin said it's all about manipulation. We proved in the scriptures he was correct. We were manipulated. But why? Because we broke the commandments of God.
Right.
That's the only way we can get manipulated. If you study these scriptures and understand the laws and the prophecies, you won't get manipulated. We get manipulated when we walk outside of God's laws and prophecies. Y'all understand that? Right. All right, go ahead. Read what you got.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee
The Lord's going to bring thee, the Israelites, go ahead.
Into Egypt.
Into Egypt. Get Egypt. Because you're going to show my brothers what that means. Remember we were talking earlier about Moses, right? So when the Israelites left the physical landmass of Egypt, we as a people never physically went back to Egypt. Right? However, we mentally went back to Egypt and we spiritually went back to Egypt. And we're going to show you what that means. Go ahead.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 2.
Watch this.
I am the Lord thy God.
I'm the Lord your God. Go ahead.
Which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
Out of the land of Egypt.
Out of the house of bondage.
Out of the house of bondage. Your name one more time?
That's right.
Your name one more time? Roscoe and Nicholas, right? And Justin. So Roscoe, what's another word for bondage? Yes.
Another word for bondage is being in prison.
Being in prison. Good. What's another word?
Captivity.
Captivity.
Right.
Captivity. Slavery.
Right.
That's another term for bondage. Go back to 68. Watch this.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee.
The Lord's going to bring us, go ahead,
into Egypt.
Into captivity, into bondage, into slavery. Read. Again. So we already left Egypt. Now we're going right back into Egypt. Now, how did we get here to America again? You mentioned it earlier. Now, would you be surprised if that's in the Bible? Would that shock you?
All in the Bible. All in the Bible.
You both believe that, right? All right, prove it. Read.
And the Lord shall bring thee
the
into
Lord's going to bring us into Egypt again. Go ahead.
Again. With ships.
With what?
With ships.
Say it one more time.
With ships.
Slave ships. Cargo slave ships.
Right.
That's how the Lord brought us into slavery again. Guess what? Not just America, but also here in the Bahamas. Also here in the Virgin Islands, St. Croix, all that. The Lord brought us as a people into slavery. You see this shit right here? All of us was on there. Our fathers was on here. That's how we were transported over here to be slaves for them. Now, why did we do that? Because we broke God's laws. Let me get 1 Corinthians 11. I'm going to show you something real quick. I'm going to give...
You don't believe that.
You don't believe, Justin? What don't you believe? What don't you believe?
Wait, think about it.
Justin, you've been drinking a little bit.
No.
You ain't been drinking?
No, think about it.
Okay.
Why would the Lord continuously put his people in slavery? That's just the next part of manipulation you just didn't see. That.
Okay, so my brother Justin has an excellent question.
That's not the Lord.
Okay, hold a second, brother.
That's just people in the wrong
Justin, can I answer that question for you, brother? Let me answer the question for you. Any of y'all got kids?
Yeah.
You got kids? Y'all got kids? Okay, if you tell your child to do a thing and they don't do it, do you reward them or do you punish them? You punish them.
No, you don't.
But Justin doesn't agree.
No.
So if you give Hebrews 12 real quick.
It's the nature of the
Hebrews 12 real quick. And I go to verse 6. I'm going to say something real quick.
That's what they do.
Hey, Justin, I hear you, but you got to bear with us, brother. All right, read that real quick. Hurry up.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 12 and verse 6.
Go ahead.
For whom the Lord loveth.
For whom the Lord loveth.
He chasteneth.
He chasteneth. Just like you would to your child.
Right.
So that's not hatred, Justin. That's love.
Right.
Why? Because we don't want for them to continue in error. So we correct them with chastisement. So us going into slavery is a form of chastisement.
That's right.
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.